I've just got done recording a video on how Google are suppressing me and suppressing my voice and suppressing independent media, and I have to record another video because on the line with me now I've got Christy Dopf. Now you sort of work behind the scenes at the Unity4J movement, don't you? Talk a little bit about that and how you got involved, because I believe the Unity4J account on Twitter has been, is it suspended or deleted? What the hell has gone on there?
Yeah, so we are currently suspended. And I am part of the Unity4J team. I've been part of the admin team and part of the Twitter admin team. So I'm one of the main operators of the Twitter account. We have an awesome small team that spans across the globe to run this Twitter account. And yeah, as of Thursday, July 11th, we have been suspended without a reason.
No reason whatsoever. So this is as of the 12th, so that's what, 3 days ago, 72 hours ago, something like that?
Yeah, so from what I've been told, typically when an account on Twitter gets suspended, you should receive some kind of email telling you whether you had a specific tweet that violated a rule or your account in general violated the rules, the terms of service. We didn't get that. So we did a blind appeal. We appealed our suspension. And we did receive an email from Twitter to verify the email address and say that our case is open. A few hours after that, so this happened Thursday morning in the Central Time Zone. I'm in America, so in the US, and about at later afternoon is when the big Twitter outage happened. And so once we got everybody back up there, we were really hoping it was just a weird glitch. But the account was still suspended. So we tried to file another ticket, if you will, just to make sure ours got through. And we did receive an email saying, you have an open case. We're not going to open another one, but your case is opened.
Now, when see, the thing is, my background is internet marketing. So I've had accounts before on Twitter and Facebook that have got suspended. They weren't necessarily real accounts. They were accounts that we used in internet marketing. They were bots. They're not all Russian, believe it or not, Christy. I know it's really weird. They're not all bots. Those bots. They're not all Russian. Those bots on the internet. But I know from experience that when one of your accounts gets deleted or gets suspended, you immediately get an email to say that this is why you've been suspended, or usually it's to say that you've got it's unusual activity or something like that, and you have to jump through some sort of hoop. But this is literally just no, that's it. You can't log in anything. There was no warning of it at all, and you had to, the Unity4J account had to go to them and say, why have you done this? They didn't have any way of saying, yeah, we've suspended you for this reason, and they still haven't told you a reason yet. Is that correct?
Exactly, yes. And so typically the emails we run through the week repeat every 24 to 48 hours, and we are retweeting new content, breaking news, messages from our supporters. And so the emails that we had scheduled through Wednesday through Thursday were the same emails that have been running all week. There was nothing new and different really being scheduled. The one caveat to that is the global media conference was going on. So we were retweeting the Defend Media Freedom hashtag because many of our supporters were...
This is the Defend Freedom. This is the for those of the explain this, Christy. Please explain what this Defend Media Freedom hashtag on Twitter is all about.
Yeah. So in the UK on Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, Jeremy Hunt, the Foreign Secretary, was having a global media conference, which some media outlets like RT and Sputnik were banned from. There was really no mention of Julian Assange in the schedule, and he was just a few miles away in Belmarsh Prison from this conference.
I'm shocked.
I know.
They must have forgotten,
shocking.
Christy. They must have forgotten all about it.
Completely slipped their minds. And you know what? Even Thursday, there was a social media conference at the White House in the U.S. So a lot of media conferences going on the day we were suspended. So
Yeah, and Unity4J,
Yeah.
how many followers did the Unity4J account have?
We had approximately 10,200 is where we clocked at
And I'm correct.
before.
I'm correct in assuming that that the followers for the Unity4J account would be overwhelmingly active in retweeting and sharing, etc. Because obviously they're supporters, and I know I share
Yes.
a lot of stuff from that. So it has
Yes.
quite. I can imagine that the Unity4J account has quite a bit of reach, and if it's retweeting stuff that is not nice to the Defend Media Freedom Farad, the charade that is this thing going on with Jeremy Hunt and Amal Clooney of all people. Yeah, I can imagine
Yes.
that that might have had an effect, don't you think?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't want to speculate and say
It's the
that's the
timing, isn't it? The
reason,
timing's
but the
perfect, isn't it?
timing is very interesting that we were helping our supporters bring notice to the fact that he was not mentioned or really I brought up at all. I think
Yeah, I
Amal
mean,
Clooney did name drop him briefly,
well,
but
the only reason I bring this up, Christy, and I know people will say, "Oh, he's a conspiracy theorist, and he's put two and two together and getting five," is this. Twitter are breaking their own terms and conditions by deleting this account without warning.
so our Twitter account we run very professionally. We have very high standards. We don't engage in drama. We don't fight with people. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah. There's
argue
a
with
lot of
people.
tweets you won't retweet of mine. I know that
Yes,
for certain.
we try to stay very middle of the road, and our focus really right now has been to amplify smaller groups, not only in the UK and the US, but around the world, in Australia, New Zealand, that are holding on the ground events for Julian Assange, for Chelsea Manning, for free speech, for free press, and try to help those smaller groups amplify their events to get as many people there on the ground as possible. And in addition to that, we are notifying our followers how to sign petitions, how to help the latest Courage Foundation campaign, We Are Millions, has been going on. We've been trying to help amplify that. We've been helping to amplify the Write Julian campaign on how to write to him at Belmarsh. So yeah, we're there retweeting breaking news. A lot of
Christy, can I stop you, please? Because it
yeah,
seems
go
to
ahead.
me like that you're using the Unity4J account. You're using it in a PG way. I think it's fair to say that, with no swearing,
Yeah.
etc. You're using the account. The account is being run very professionally and very well managed, and it's certainly not engaging in any hateful activity, etc. So it's within the rules, and it sounds to me like all Unity4J is trying to do is connect people, which is the very
Exactly.
bloody thing that social media was designed to do in the first place, and now they're stopping it from happening. It's a bit backward, isn't it?
Yeah. So not having that account to reach those 10,000 plus people has created a gap for the
Yes.
Free Assange movement. It's, yeah, connecting people is what we were aiming to do and to supporting our activists around the world. And now we don't have that. We have quite a few accounts in different languages. And right now we're kind of using our sister account, the German account, Unity4J.
Right.
But the follower numbers are much smaller.
No.
And so we're trying to rebuild our audience, but at the same time, encouraging our supporters to tweet at Jack, at Twitter support, to get some noise, to get this restored. Because there is a huge gap, and it's hurting our activists around the world that are trying to plan events and trying to plan ways to help.
Right. Well, I mean, I will obviously leave links to any accounts that you suggest at the end of this, below this video when I drop it, and I'll leave links to my Twitter and your Twitter, so anybody can follow you and get in touch with anything that's going on with the Unity4J and the movement for Julian Assange, and actually connecting these people, because it's so bloody important that we connect people. You know, they're strangling the reach from me on Google. They're strangling the reach from obviously the Twitter accounts on Twitter itself, and now deleting entire accounts arbitrarily without explanation. So, I mean, is there any other platforms that the Unity4J is on that you can suggest that maybe people follow and get their news from the platform elsewhere, or from other platforms rather?
Yeah, so we have Unity4J accounts on many of the platforms. Our Facebook is still up. We are currently kind of manning everybody over to the Minds social media platform to start building that up. We have a small team over there that's doing great work. So while we're trying to get this Twitter account restored, and we're placing a lot of our content at our sister German account, we're also trying to find the next best solution for social media that is not going to censor us and, censor anybody for that matter.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that somebody is going to do it, but I'm also very wary that somebody's going to do it and then it's going to get bought out by Google. I mean, that's
Right.
obviously always the worry, isn't it? So I mean, I've been thinking with the suppression that I'm under an independent under at the moment on Google, is that I'm going to have to start posting to Minds and other platforms as well, even though I don't get the reach on those platforms. I'm just going to have to try and invest the time when I go live on Restream, and just to try and reach the same sort of audience that I was reaching before. We're going to have to try and do that. Hopefully, going forward, somebody will. Minds is certainly the best option, I think. Would you say that's an option for Facebook Minds?
Yeah, mine seems to be kind of a mixture of Facebook, Twitter, kind of. So it's a little different. It feels a little different, but once you get used to it, I think it's going to be really slick.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
we also have a YouTube page. We have a YouTube page. We have Instagram. Of course, it's harder to share videos and stuff on Instagram. So yeah, it's trying to find that sweet spot of where we can share video and contents and links. And within so many characters like Twitter demands, and trying to find, we have a lot of content to share.
We'll put the links below to any of the any ways that we can keep in touch with the Unity4J movement. Is there anything else you really need to get out there that I haven't covered?
Just to keep trying to follow us on Twitter and keep demanding that we get our account back. To keep tweeting at Twitter, Jack, Twitter support. We just don't want to lose the momentum and be forgotten and kind of left in the dust, especially since they're not replying to us and we don't have a reason and we can't defend ourselves.
Yeah,
I
haven't done a tweet yet on it, and I think I need to do a tweet on it just to expose just how stupid and hypocritical they are, because I think that, with these social media, they do respond to people pressure, don't they? They do respond to these movements if they are
we recently
and have a point.
had Roger Waters of Pink Floyd just totally on his own record a video on Twitter a couple nights ago, really laying it into Twitter about suspending our account. And different media like you guys picking us up, independent media, that is going to help get the word out, and that way we're not just inside the Twitter echo chamber yelling into the void. The more we can get out, the more journalists that can cover this story and cover the censorship issues we're facing on social media, the better.
No, you say that. You say journalists. I mean, obviously, you've been reached out to from the Guardian and the New York Times and the Washington Post, and the Sun and the Daily Mail. They've all reached out to you to find out about this, haven't they? They've really been on your cases to get the latest scoop. Yes, surely, Christy.
Unfortunately, we have not heard from any mainstream media sources yet. I'm sure they're just biding their time to catch the story.
But
Shocking.